Hello and welcome to another episode of Christine's Coloring and Craft. This is Christine and I'll be hosting today. Woohoo! Hey, for those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. I'm glad y'all made it. Hey, welcome everybody. It's a party, kind of. Anyway, a few weeks back we had started a picture in Mythographic Color and Discover Voyage by Joseph Cadambang. Anyway, we are going to work on this some today. We'll continue working on it with the Blick pencils and some Erogitan, or aka my encyclopedia pencils. As you can see, we have done some of the flowers here. We haven't done the centers quite yet. But I'm also going to throw in some other pencils in the mix. We are going to throw in some Arctics, because those are also new to me pencils, and I want to give them a shot, see how they do in this book, see if I like them so far. I have been using them on the flowers, and I really do like them. After we finish these clumps of flowers, we are going to go ahead and start on some greenery. We'll do these other, big flowers later, but we'll go ahead and start on some greenery and try to take only about 30 minutes of time here, hopefully. Hopefully I won't get too long-winded. You know how I am. When I get talking, I get talking. And if you can see over here, the sticky notes are coming in handy. I have saved the colors, written the colors down and saved them so I know what I'm using in this book. As you see, the water, we use the Encyclopedia Pencil Horizon Blue, and then Blick Sky Blue, Ice Blue, and Dark Blue for the water. And then for the flowers, we're doing the Erogitan, or the Encyclopedia Pencil, Plum. And then we're going to do Arctic's Mulberry and Pink. And then Blick's Crimson Lake 1 for our highlight color. And we're going to finish up these two little guys and get started on that greenery too. So this is the Mulberry from Arctic's. And so far these are very soft. They almost feel like Prismacolors in here. They are very soft, but they don't break like Prismacolors, which that's kind of nice. I'm kind of sad that they only come in a set of 72, but I'm not going to complain because the Blicks, even though they do have larger sets, I only got the set of 24 landscape, in which the nice thing about that is at least all of the greens that I use for the greenery in here will be Blick pencils. And those also feel very, very nice here in this book. I really like it. The Encyclopedia pencils, they feel really nice in this book too. Not as nice as the Blicks or the Arctics. I'm going to go ahead and color this one in pink, because it doesn't quite look like a center. It looks more like a leaf, or a petal, a leaf. And then this will be the Arctic's pink. And then here comes the Blick's Crimson Lake. And it's a very nice light pink. I like that because other than the Prismacolors, you don't really see a lot of light pinks in sets. And then I'll show you guys what I use the plum for here in just a minute. And it's only slightly, and I mean slightly, darker than the Mulberry. And these small details, I don't know about anyone else. I know a lot of people like to layer, but I am just not that. I guess I'm just not that patient, I guess you could say. Not that patient for layering in small details. For this one, we'll do a couple layers because I can still see some white of the paper. And I'll be doing parts of this off camera, small parts, or kind of small parts, small to medium parts. And then we'll be doing some of it together on the video too. And then here's the Erogitan Plum. And I do have to mention, I haven't finished the video yet, and I'll leave a link down below to her YouTube page. But I was watching Pamela's Passion for Pencils, and she just got the Erogitan set, the 90 pencils. So, wow, congratulations. I'm so glad you got that. I hope you enjoy them. I had just got to the swatching part when I went downstairs, put the birds to bed, so we'll finish her video after I finish mine. Here we go. And hopefully all y'all have been having a good week so far. It's officially Thursday here on the East Coast. Eastish Coast. Eastern time. I'm not on the East Coast by any means. If I was, I wouldn't be talking to none of y'all. I'm just kidding. I mean, seriously though. East Coast means ocean. Means swimming. At this time of night, I probably would not be swimming in the ocean. Mostly because I think you get in trouble for that. Maybe? I don't know. Oh, heck. So hopefully everybody's been having a good week. Instead of doing my Wednesday coloring group, I spent the day going to doctor's appointments. I had thought I had had an MRI before, but apparently I have not. I guess what I've had previously was called CAT scans. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little more blurry in that one, because they were short and sweet. MRI took like over half an hour. I literally fell asleep in all that noise. And those machines are noisy. Woo! Some of it sounded a little bit like a jackhammer. Some of it sounded a little bit like a pew-pew. Just new experiences. But I got my knee checked out, and we'll have the results here in a day or two. And we'll see what's wrong with this knee. I hope it's nothing major. I hate to have knee surgery and have to put up with Sedgwick again for sick leave. Oh, Lord help me. Lord help me if I have to. I'll just be like, you guys do the surgery on my knee while I'm at work? Could you imagine the phone calls for that? That'd be so funny. Some doped up ninny getting their knee tore up. Going, yeah, sure. You can make that $50,000 purchase. I don't care. I don't care if you're a fraudster or not. Go for it. Yeah, no. I'm actually just hoping it's something as simple as, like, even though I know steroids do tend to make you gain weight, I'm hoping it's just a series of steroid shots. I'd rather gain a few pounds that I have to work off after my knee is getting better than to have to deal with sick leave ever again. Never, ever, ever again. It is literally the worst feeling in the world. I'm going to sharpen some pencils here. I also got my ears peeled out because every time I do a video, not just one cat, but now two, thinks it's their duty to make as much noise and cause as much trouble as possible while I'm trying to make a video. Gotta love kitties. And I really do love them, but they're rotten. Rotten little things. But at least the girls are finally getting along. It took Bubbles about a week or so to warm up to Olive, but she finally warmed up to her. She finally realized that what Mommy brought home was a toy for Bubbles. A toy that winds itself up, never runs out of batteries, and will play with her as much as she wants. Sometimes a little more. Alright, let's get this plum out and get in here into some little cracks and crevices. There we go. And then get down here. I haven't quite decided what I want to do with the fish yet. Since obviously I'm not limited by colors, because I'm not going to limit myself to just the 24 colors that the Blick pack has. That means pretty much I'd like to stick to my new pencils only, like the Encyclopedia pencils and the Arctics, which, oh, these things are butter, guys. I love these things. As, you know, fill-ins for the Blick set, but I'd love to do that. I do have just a slight amount of hand cramping, but I think that's more because I'm using a more firm pressure. Oh, than normal. And excuse me for the sniffling tonight. Woo, buddy. And it's only going to get worse from here. Like, I love the smell of fall. I really, really do. But I don't think it loves me. And so this Saturday, I'm a little bit torn. I had already taken the day off for playing some Pokemon Go Fest. But my boyfriend had informed me that it is also the Orphan Car Show day. Oh. So choices, guys, choices. And the reason there's choices is because I do have an orphan car. And for those of you who do not know what an orphan car is, it is a car that is no longer manufactured at all, period. Not no newer version of it, you know, like the Camaro and the Charger and the Challenger. It is just simply not manufactured anymore. Plus I have the great honor of having a car that meets historical guidelines in the state of Ohio and rides with a historical plate. And I do love me a good car show. Plus it's, and I know like many of you won't know what this place is. Some of you may have heard of it. It's called Young's Dairy, and the car show is right across from that. Oh my gosh, ice cream. That's not fair. I might be foregoing the Pokemon playing for some playing with cars. Depends on the weather. If the weather shows any signs of rain, I am not bringing out that baby for nothing. That girl will not come out. People already drive crazy enough around here as it is. Almost got sideswiped today. Well, kind of rear-ended sideswiped. We're on a road. And, well, I was on a road. And it was a 2-lane that went down to a 1-lane, but it went down, and everything merged into the left lane. And we had actually already been merged, but this truck was behind me, and you could clearly tell that the guy was in a rush. And he had a trailer full of greenery, you know, like tree debris and bushes debris. And he's swinging it around. And then for some reason he thought that he was going to pass me on the right side. There is no right side. There is only the left lane. There isn't even a bike lane. It's sidewalk. Literally. Sidewalk. And I was like, oh Lord. And it wasn't like I was holding up the traffic or I was going slow. The speed limit was 30. Yes, we were only going 25, but I was behind a line of cars already. So I literally could not go faster unless I drove on the sidewalk. And I guess that's what he felt he was going to do to go faster. And I'm just like, really? You're going to put people's lives in danger because you can't wait. It's not that long of a road. It's like a short little side street where we are blessed that it's 30 mile an hour and not 25, even though we were going 25. to be saying that he was impatient, even though he was. I mean, that, and he ended up turning left at the light that we all stopped at. So why would you try to pass someone on the right when you're going to be turning left when you get up to the street, up to the light? I don't know. But he come kissing close to hitting the back right side of my car. And I'm like, well, at least I had this car longer than I had the Dodge. Hooray! And at least we're not in Miami Township where, you know, it's automatically your fault if you have a uterus. And not the banana. Trust me. That town is very sexist. I'm sure they're racist too. It is literally the only town I've ever been in where I have this much respect for police officers. Zero. That is the big zero. Because when the Dodge was destroyed in Miami Township, the truck driver then, me and trucks, had clearly been going well over the speed limit. The speed limit was 50. He was going about 65, he said, in snow and ice. It was literally raining ice and snowing. And he admitted to going well over the speed limit. He said the light was green. It was not. But they took his side. There's no camera at that intersection. And I don't know what they told those kids who were at the other side that were clearly waiting at the light. That was red. And they were going to turn right. And said that his light was green. Okay, how's his light going to be green? His light, which would therefore be your light. And you're going to stop at the intersection and wait to turn right. I don't think so. Your light was red. And the police reports, you know, they have actually a lot more information that's public than they really should have, because they were kids. Both were under 20. And I'm not doubting them because of their age. I'm doubting them because, well, it's kind of partially to their age, but only in the sense that I think the police were able to influence them to say what needed to be said in order to try to hold me at fault. Sorry. But that's all in the past. It just kind of brought that accident right straight to my brain today when that guy in his truck was trying to do that. I was just like, these people in too much of a hurry. And then you turn around and you've got the people who are not in a, any kind of hurry, which is fine. But you could go somewhere around the speed limit and no hazards on, saying, hey, we're having car trouble, please go around. They were just literally going 20 in a 45. Literally. No hazards, no turn signals, no nothing. Sorry, I'm just kind of like smushing all the colors together here. And I didn't do that on these other ones either. That is really a hazard on the road. If you're having car trouble and you could at least go 20 miles an hour, just turn your hazards on so people are made aware that you're having some sort of issue and to steer clear of you. I was behind them at a red light with not a clue. And I got stuck behind them, and I was not mad, but I was just like, why me? Why me? I was frustrated. The frustration could be felt for miles. I'm just kidding. I don't get that frustrated anymore. Just frustrated enough to be like annoyed. Like, really? Is today the day I die because nobody can drive? Today's the day. Sorry about your luck, kiddo. Aww. And in case you guys were wondering, this is the Caran d'Ache colorless blender. I think I have one more left, and I know they don't sell them individually anymore. I think they have like Blick sells them with another kind of blender thing, I believe. I don't know if Amazon does or not. And I honestly can't remember where I got that. I think that actually came with my box of luminance. Oh man. So, funny story. Funny, both strange and ha-ha at the same time. So even though I didn't get to go do the group home thing this week with my sister and her friends, I did stop by last week. Well, we did the coloring thing too, but also my doctor, when she seen her, had said her vitamin D, which normal in Ohio, it was low. So we picked up some medicine for her, and we picked up some medicine for a wound she had on her leg. She's like my grandmother, and she just can't stop picking, and it was really badly infected. And so my doctor had already prescribed some medication to give her. She'd already been taking an antibiotic at the group home that excuse me, they found out it wasn't really helping. And so they wanted to take a culture. I was like, sure, not a problem. But in the meantime, if you guys don't mind, have her take this. Maybe this will help while you're waiting on the results of the culture. And they're like, okay, no problem. And they were trying to get her to take her culture, and she didn't want to, because she didn't want to do it at that time because she wanted to take her bath. This girl is a stickler for her routine. Don't go outside of her routine. You will make her mad. And she was very mad. In fact, I'd never seen her that mad before. Really. Alright, so before we continue the story, we're going to go to the greens now. And we are going to use the Blick Studio Grass Green. Do they have numbers on them? No. Okay. Blick Studio Apple Green. Hey, wait a minute. This one says 410 at this end, and this one says 21 at that end. Maybe they do have numbers. But anyway, and we're going to go to the Blick Studio Bice Green. But anyway, since she didn't want to do this, we had actually talked her into, hey, we're not going to miss your bath time. We promise you're still going to get your bath. We just need to take this little cotton swab and just touch the wound so we can get a little bit of it off of there, so we can tell what's best to give you for an antibiotic to make it better. She was having none of it till we were able to convince her to let me do it. Like, right before she got in the bath. She's like, okay. But before she did that, she literally, because she was so upset at the nurses, she bit herself. And that, like, totally freaked me out to the point where I was like, are you serious? You bit yourself. You can't do that. That's wrong. You can't hurt yourself like that. That's not good. And she's like, oh, I'm okay, I'm sorry. And I was like, you don't need to be sorry, just please don't hurt yourself. And so we moved on from that, and we were in the bathroom, and I was getting ready to do the culture, and she got mad again. She didn't want me to do it. And I was like, look, we agreed that I would do this real quick while, right before you step in the shower. And she got mad, and then finally one of the other nurses was able to convince her to go ahead and let them do it, and I'll hold her hand while they do it. So I'm holding her hand, she's getting a little antsy again because she's not in her shower yet, and it's like 5 minutes past shower time. And I hugged her and I said, it's okay, it's only going to take a minute, we'll be there, we'll be done, and you're going to be in that shower before you know it. And when I hugged her, she went to try to bite me. I was like, what? I was like, well, at least you're not hurting yourself, huh? I was like, but you can't bite me either. Oh. I was like, violence of any kind is not the answer. I was like, Sissy's been teaching you that you can't be any kind of violent. You can't harm yourself and you can't harm others. It's not nice. And really, I mean, she never did stuff like that when she was a kid, when we were growing up. So I don't know if these are just behaviors she learned that got her way, or who taught her. I don't know. I have no idea how she learned that behavior. None at all. But I'm looking forward to going to see her next week and having fun, because I love how everybody's eyes light up when I bring the coloring stuff in. They know they're going to get to have some fun, get to color. It makes my day too. And I love how happy it makes her. You see her smile. And it is actually the one time that she kind of gets off of her routine a little bit, and she gets mad when it's time for me to leave because she's going to have dinner, and we can't have all this coloring stuff out while she's eating. She's got to eat. And a lot of times she's like, I don't want to eat. No, I don't, you're like, but you need to eat. I don't care. No. She's got a mouth on her. She's a mouthy little thing. But she's so precious. I really, really love my sister. And I love that we have this wonderful hobby to do together. And I love the fact that despite I bought entirely way too many pencils for myself, I have found a way to use them all anyway. And then of course we bring extra people to the table, that just light up when they know Carrie is coming out. They like to see her, they like to see her color, and they like to see that her sister's there coloring too. I think that's a flower too. I don't think that that's a leaf. I think this right here is a leaf, but I think that's part of a flower. I'm going to color that in flowery colors. I think. We'll sharpen again here. And we're probably going to wrap up at the bottom of these, because I bet I'm getting close to 30 minutes, if not over. And since I'm off tomorrow too, while I'm still on part-time, I'll try to make another video tomorrow night and get some more of this finished, so I'm not finishing so much off camera. And I really like to do another live. I think that would be a lot of fun. My first one was a lot of fun. The only problem is since I don't have 1,000 followers, I can't schedule a live. I just gotta go live, in which I can post on Emily Illustrator's Discord. This is the buy screen. How'd that get out of order? I could post on her Discord, hey, I'm going live in like 10, 20 minutes or whatever, or right now, or something like that. There's really no other way I can announce a live. And I know not all of y'all are on Emily's Discord. I think the way I'll do it is I will think of a time next Wednesday. I'll try to think of a time, and I'll let you guys know tomorrow night. What time we could do a live together. Because I would love to see everyone's comments and posts and stuff. And it was just so much fun the very first time that I would really like to do it again. And I know you could do Instagram lives too, but I think those also can't be announced ahead of time. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever done an Instagram live, and if you could just kind of like schedule it ahead of time or not. Because I've never done one of those, and I think that would be kind of fun too. Isn't it amazing? Speaking of things that are kind of fun, let me finish sharpening these guys up here. Anyway, I don't know how many y'all are in your 20s, so please don't hate on me. But isn't it amazing how when you're in your 20s, what your definition of fun is versus when you're in your 30s, and again versus when you're in your 40s. Because the way I did my decades is in my 20s. Of course, it wasn't party all the time, it was party a lot of time. Because I had a serious hobby that I did too, so it's a hobby where you cannot be drunk at. It is downright dangerous to be under the influence of anything with that particular hobby, which was drag racing. That's looking so pretty. And so, after the races, yeah, of course, we had our fun. We'd have our drinks and loud music and whatnot. But a lot of the times, many of us drivers were just stone cold sober because we were going to be driving the next day, or we just were still driving, had to take your rig home, or, what have you. It was usually the long weekend ones that we would have, your standard beer, a little bit of liquor here and there and whatnot. And even though I stayed stone cold sober for drag racing, when it came to work, I didn't care. In fact, I was known throughout the plant as the one with the liquor cabinet. There was a handful of us that had liquor cabinets. I was one of them. You brought your own juice or soda or whatever extra you wanted in there, and you went in the cabinet, you paid for your amount of alcohol, and you just went about your business like nothing was wrong. Put a little bit of the apple green in here. But then came my 30s, and that really honestly was the more partying decade I had. I mean, the early part I was still racing, but the later it got, or the older I got, I should say. Let me just sharpen these here. Oh, these two don't need sharpened. The older I got, and once I stopped racing, it wasn't any big deal, especially when you had, the sober driver, and then towards the end you had the Lyft and the Ubers. It was just so simple to party like it's 1999. 2000 partying all the time. Okay. I'm done with the nostalgia. Sorry about the bad singing. Actually, here we go. We're going to provide just a little bit more grass green right in here. Flame genetics. That's what I do. It's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Anyway, funny story. And I feel okay to be able to give the story here. And then we'll wrap up this coloring. But the other night, I'm at work, and I get a call from someone who says they can't pass one of they're having issues with one of our processes. And they just need to make a charge. Well, haven't been on the job for as long as I have. Excuse me. Usually when they say they just want to use their card and it keeps declining and they can't pass authentication, the first thing that comes to mind is that they're not the card holder. Call it a bias. Call it whatever you want. But in this instance, I was actually accurate. This person was trying to use someone else's card, and they had a fake ID. And of course, the first thing that comes to mind every time we get somebody with a fake ID is McLovin and his fake Hawaii ID. And here's the ringer. That really got us laughing. This imposter had a fake had a fake Hawaiian ID. Oh my gosh. I've told some coworkers and we were all just laughing our booties off because they had a fake Hawaiian ID. Ooh. That's good stuff. Cannot make that up. It was awesome. Oh shoot. But anyway, the second I saw that, I super blocked the account and told her I'm sorry. She's gonna have to send identifying documentation proving that this was her account. They never do, by the way. Not never. Some of them who are abusing their elders do. They send in their elder stuff. Who is the actual person holding onto the card. And that's sad. So, y'all, please don't abuse your elders. Your moms, your dads, your whatever. Yeah, I don't care if they abused you. If they abused you, then leave that toxic relationship behind. Don't do them dirty back. It's sad. So, watch out for your elders too. You never know when a cousin, mother, brother, sister, whatever, is trying to abuse your family member. And it can even be a nurse's aide or another kind of aide. They abuse as well. I've seen it. I've reported it, and yes, I reported that one too because I believe that was a family member. Because they had just way too much information about the card holder for it to be, a run-of-the-mill fraudster. And usually when they have really bad IDs like that, they're not part of a fraud ring. So my mind goes to, it's a family member they're abusing. And yes, I do report that. But hey, we're going to be at the end of tonight's video here, which is probably over 30 minutes. Sorry guys, but I hope you enjoyed watching me color this and bring it to life. I love watching things come to life. I may do some more of the greenery, but I'll try really, really hard not to do anything else. Except for maybe the yellow middles of the flowers, the flower bunches here. And then of course we gotta take our little pad of paper here and a pen, because sometimes even though I have these where I put the pencils I'm using I put those pencils into it, sometimes I forget I'm using those pencils and I put them back. So this has always been a good handy backup. Click, ice green, apple green, and grass green. I might bring in either a white or a yellow to kind of brighten up the highlights in some places too. I don't know, haven't decided yet. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video and the color and chat we got going on here. We probably will be doing quite a few more color and chats because I don't plan on buying anything. And I say don't plan because every time I say I'm not gonna, I end up buying some. So I'm gonna just say I don't plan on buying anything. If I get Happy Mail, I will definitely do a video on that because I am always forever grateful. In fact, this book was part of Happy Mail from my friend Christina, and I told her I'd mention her again. So anyway, hopefully you all enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. And as always, please have a colorific day and a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you. Bye-bye.